Hi guys, it's Aegis here, and today I'm going to walk through a NeoNectar Premium deck profile. It's been a while since I do a premium deck profile, and I've been testing it actually before Katrina is banned, but the idea is to not rely on Katrina, so my deck didn't get hit that much. I did do a little bit changes after it, but only on the G zone, not on the main deck, so everything is fine. So let's go through it. Of course, I'm using the Neo starter that stay in the soul, draw me one, get me a quick shield. Then I am running 4 of the Dream Spinning Asha, VR Asha. She builds you plant tokens, she gets crits, she gets you power, gets you force marker. And then 4 of the Relentless Flower Maiden Asha. Also gain power, give you plant tokens, give you Flower Fairy tokens, which is very key in this deck. Then entering grade 2s, I'm running 4 of the Tree Sage. Draw your cards, give you power, always helpful. I like in a lot of choices that I can pick from grade 2s, but I think Tree Sage is still the best to play with Flower Fairy tokens. Then I have 4 of Sylvia to help you generate plant tokens, 4 Anonymous to draw you cards, help you make plant tokens, also give all your units a chance to boost. Then entering grade 1s, I'm getting only 2 Pet Mini because usually I'll have a grade 3 in hand. I do have some kind of confidence, but whenever if I want to search for my second copy of Asha for strike usage, for calling her out, so Dream Spinning Asha can easily get 3 copies of Asha on the field. But I don't see a reason you need too much. Then Sweet Berries, Soul Charge, give you plant tokens. Maiden of Epiphone, give you plant tokens. Dania, Pumps of Vanguard, forever, during a turn only, but you don't need to pay any cost as long as she's on the field and you have something with the same name on your radar circle as your Vanguard. So quite easy, as long as you have a Flower Fairy tokens, that is done. Then 2 Rebecca, which you can switch it to a Sasan if you want, but I still prefer something help me to guard with and like extra 5k plus sometimes, but maybe I will test it out when I have some copies of Sasan in my hand. Then quickly going to triggers, I run this is proxy, 3 of the Neo Premium Collection Strike for the crits, because I usually want to keep my Great Freeze Archer on the field. I'd rather not use them to strike cost, so some strike fodder, extra strike fodder will help. And since this card do use some souls, I'm using the old Premium Collection crit as well, but if you think strike fodder is more important, you can cut 1, 2 here, but it's up to you. For now, I think 3 and 2 is good enough. Then I am running 4 of the PG heals, PG draws, not heals, and 4 of the new heals, and 3 of the Sunset Mango stand trigger. So Sunset Mango is key in this deck, which allows you a few things. 1, if your Flower Fairy token is being paralyzed somehow and can't stand, because the matchup that I actually test with is Mega Colony, always stun my regards, so I can't actually find a way to stand it back, but stand trigger will help. As long as you get hit the stand trigger, you can stand your Flower Fairy tokens. Also, when you attack, you are now allowed to attack with your Flower Fairy tokens first, and usually no one see stand trigger coming, and they just think, oh, this guy is just going to swing for 2 crit, and I just need to protect the Vanguard. And when your Vanguard attacks, you hit a stand trigger, stand your Flower Fairy tokens, and Flower Fairy tokens can attack again, and this time probably with a higher power. And how we make a very high power will be Sunset Mango. Okay, Sunset Mango, GB1 Soul Last 1, and retire this unit. You will select one of your Vanguard and Vanguard. During the turn, your Vanguard will get the power of your Vanguard, and you also get to draw in card with Sunset Mango. So this can change the guarding requirements a lot. Sometimes you can get like 13k plus. If you just 3 Sage to get 5k, you can get a 15k plus. There's a lot of things that you can do, and sometimes that 13k already make a big difference since you're using a force. Then like just the Asha, the Dream Spinning Asha herself will likely be like 33k plus 13k will be 46. So just by having 1 force, 2 Asha, including Flower Fairy tokens, with Sunset Mango skill, your Flower Fairy tokens is already 46k 1 crit. And if you got another Asha, then your Flower Fairy tokens will be just 46k 2 crit, and your Vanguard is haven't attacked yet. So you do have a lot of things that you can do. So let us quickly get to the G zone first, and we can see what we can actually do with your field setup. Talking about our G zone, at first I did actually run 2 Katrina. I do say I want to stay away from her, but I just put 2 of her in because I don't have other very great options, and she's always handy, but I only get to use her like once or twice, so it doesn't matter. But now I'm going to switch it to our Neo GR, which is a Storm Element Cyclone, which can get all your Fire Fairy tokens 5k as long as it's placed out on the G zone. You just need to find a way to flip it, which is not hard. And then I'm running 2 of the Dream Spinning Ranculus Asha Grade 4. So this card has the same name as your VR, so can sometimes help. She can help you call a unit, and also allows you to get your front row power up, even though that will not reflect it to your Flower Fairy tokens, but since you can add power to your Vanguard, so in a way it's also benefiting the Flower Fairy tokens. Then I'm running this Grade 4 Asha. It's been a while to see her, and you can get a crit with her, and you can call something from your deck with the same name as your Regard, and of course you can choose up to 4 of the same name card of that unit, and if assuming you have 2 face up, then you can give them already 10k, another high power plus. And since she gets a crit, also reflecting to your Flower Fairy tokens, so you will try your best to make sure every single attack with your Vanguard and your Flower Fairy tokens are with crit. Then if you are lacking Regards to use on the field, then you can actually use her to put 1 card in soul, copy all your units in your soul name, then call as much as units you want, as long as you have face up G-Zone card plus 1, so very helpful. She also gets your unit 3k, but usually I don't think that matters too much for now. And then I am using 1GB8 because she's free cost. Recycling a deck allows you to copy something on the field, get those and herself 10k. Again, high power pressure. Also allows you to recycle your plant tokens generators and call them back to generate more plant tokens, so you can care less for your back row. And one Soa in case you don't find a way to win with your high power, but you successfully use all your opponent's PGs, then you can just put a Soa out, draw one, call a unit and get a Quintet 9, swing with it, aim for win. Even if you can't win there, you make your opponent to discard a lot of cards if they don't have a PG. Then since the deck actually doesn't require any GB except Sunset Mango, so you can just fight normally without carrying a G-Zone anyway. So I think Soa is still good to be a backup here. Then I am running 2 of the Sandrine. Sandrine is a new grade 4 from Premium Collection. Easy to use, active skill from G-Zone face down, counter +1, kill 2 token units, and you can stride it, get 10k and let crit, which again reflect your power rate tokens. So you can see this deck have a lot of ways to help you to gain power, help you to gain crit on your Vanguard circle, and as long as you have a power fairy token on the field, all your power gain to Vanguard and all your crit gain to Vanguard will also reflect to your power fairy tokens. And with stand triggers available, you are available to multiple attacks with your power fairy tokens. So sometimes that can be scary, because like one time I did a 71k attack with after using Sunset Mango skill with crit, and my opponents don't have a PG and they need to drop a lot of cards to guard, and then that power get copied to my power fairy tokens and they need to drop basically all their hands, and sometimes I just win there. Then for G guard, I'm using this dragon as long as I have 2 units with the same rank in my drop, I put them in the bottom of my deck, I can put it face down. So allow me to reuse, try not to exceed the limit of G guard for a while. If I don't have anything that I need to flip, sometimes like with her, but usually I can flip my Cyclone, but at least you have a choice to flip whatever you want, and this can always have a chance to get back face down. To Antero, you just need him, he's high defense and it's not hard to get a full field for yourself. In a G50 guard, also a very high defensive, and then just another OG guard that give a unit that you call with resist and simply 5k shield, because sometimes this can't help you enough. This 5k will come in your handy and you're allowed to call something, so sometimes that helps. Yeah, so that's basically the deck, and we can talk about what you can do with this deck. So usually you will have your Archer on the field, then maybe you have another starter Archer here, then you pay the cost, call 2 pen tokens, and if you have like other regards like this, then what you can do is first you eat these 2, so +1, make yourself a power tokens, and then counter +1, eat these 2, and then strike into your Sandrine for 10k and crit, just get 10k, you get a force, and this will now be a 28, 38, 48 with crit attack. which makes your flower fairy tokens are also 48, and you can swing your flower fairy token first and then like attack there, then you get some triggers, and if you're lucky you get a stand, you can stand it and you can attack again. Also since it's like once you strike into the Sandrine, you're on GB1 already, and you can even use your Sunset Mango skill. So +1, draw you a card, copy the 13k there, then it's not 48 anymore, it's a 61 attack, which if you get the new triggers, you hit 71, it's your first strike. So easy, right? I can't see it being very hard, so I can put a force marker here just for easier to see, because this is 10, this is 23, plus 15 is 38, plus 10 with a skill is 48, plus 13 is 61, so high power. And this column, it can be anything. It can be tree sage with a plant token, then it will be a 30k attack, or if just whatever great one, maybe sweet berry, which have a soul charge back, then it's a 23 when you use a skill, and 8k which is 31. So in G era Vanguard, 31 is still key numbers, so they need to actually give you a lot of cards to guard, and you can simply add your crits to this side when you swing, because this card will have a crit. Of course, if your opponent takes the hit, then you can put all the crit to your Vanguard, and which will be shared to your flower fairy tokens. But if they guard it, you can put a crit here, then maybe power to your Vanguard or power here, then both swings will be with crit. Sometimes helps you finish your opponents off. And not to forget, again, Sandrine is an active skill, so you can do whatever you want. First, set your field up, make sure you have 2 plant tokens to kill, then you strike into your Sandrine. And well, with G units, I think the basic movement that you'll involve will be like that, but do also note that you won't be flipping your G zone very fast, because Sandrine just come up as face down to your Vanguard circle as stride, and she is not going to flip you anything. So what you need to actually do is to maybe use a Sazan to flip your Cyclone face up, so the power can get to your plant tokens early, and allows you to do GB2 early, because there's like her, she is kind of a GB2, she is also a kind of a GB2, so if you get a way to flip your Cyclone early, then you can do your GB2 a lot faster. And also by making sure your G zone is having GB1 in early game, when you don't have a strike cost, you don't have enough plant tokens, even if you just got your Asha, you can still use a Sunset Mango, so +1 drawing card, retire it to copy your flower fairy tokens power, or even if you have a Asha with using the cost to pump to bring a 23 and copy that to your Vanguard, that is still powerful. So Sunset Mango is really helpful in this deck, and I first saw people having it, like asking for copies of these, and when I see the text, I like, wow, that's a new way to play with the deck, and Sandrine makes it even more powerful. To me, most of the time I just need to find myself to strike Sandrine twice, and that should be it. But if you get into the game longer, then you can try to use her to fill up your field and gain power, but she will be your weakest attack because she does not gain crit for herself. But after that, you can also use her to gain a crit. Yeah, so don't need to say much, but the deck is aiming to finish your opponents very fast, because you do your early rush when you're on grade 2. It's like here you get a plant tokens, then maybe you already have another like her, which gives you another plant tokens. Then you call your tree sage, counterblast, and draw you a card. Then maybe you just call another whatever unit like her, which best if you have her, then she will get 5k, which is like 21, 15, and then 30. So you can do your early rush. As long as you do your early rush on time, which for this set we only need 1 counterblast, so it's not cost heavy at all. Then you push your opponent to 2 or 3 damage. Then next turn you just use her, generate your flower fairy tokens, set her up. But of course you can eat 2 plant tokens and strike into your sentry first, call her, put 2 up, then basically you are set to finish your opponent even that turn. Like as long as you strike into sentry. And the whole setup, what you basically need is 1 soul, 3 counterblast. And if you want to use Sunset Mango, what you need to do is just 3 counterblast, 2 soul blast. And you don't even have to use her skill at all if you don't need to call extra plant tokens. So it's not that cost heavy. And if you don't want to use Sunset Mango first, then it's only like 2 counterblast, 1 soul blast. So I don't see it being very hard to achieve, and you just need to see what you have in your hand to attack, which sometimes if you have Dania here, then your Vanguard will even get 5k more. Yeah, so if you're a Nelma, then like even a Nelma can be a booster, so still very hard to guard early game. Like when you first run into grade 3, if your opponent is on grade 3, then you do this setup. If not, then you just play as your normal standard ways. You just make sure you have 3 Ashas so she can get a crit, and you have a force 1, then you are still like all set to, even though you lack that 25k power and a crit, but you still get a crit from her. And actually she still pumps your 10k, so what you actually lose is 15k, which is what Sandrine power is. But it doesn't matter. Early game your opponents will need to work a lot harder to guard, and next turn you just strike in the Sandrine, get yourself some crits and keep pushing through. So I think this deck is quite easy to pilot. Yeah, not like very hard to use. You just need to remember you need to push early, then you will find a way to win. So yeah, that's it for this deck profile. Thanks for watching, and I will be working on other clans as well, but it will be a later time, because this deck I think is a very good to show and showcase how useful the new grade 4s are, and you don't need to find a lot of old cards, because you can see most of the cards here are from the new set. It's only the Sunset Mango is a lot older. This may be like 1 year old, but I don't think it's that hard to find. What is hardest will be your G zone, which will be these. But if you're already a NeoNectar player, you should have them already. But if not, I don't think this one's so hard to find. It's a rare. This one is a double rare, but it's kind of a rare. This, if you don't have, you can just put in one of these, or maybe the Crate Elementals G guard that helps you discard a card and draw a card. Those can be simple to use. These ones might be harder, but again, what you usually need is your Sandrine. So if you can't find any of these, you can just put more Sandrines, put more Cyclone in there, and yeah, you're still good to go. Because again, the key is Sandrine, and you can actually fight with this deck without a G zone, so doesn't matter. Yeah, so I think I explained what I need to explain, but if you have any further questions with this deck, do let me know in the comments below and I will help answer them. And of course, if you have some other ideas to share, please also comment down below and I will take a look. And before the next video, which will likely be unboxing if I can get those products, yeah, so good luck to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.